All right, it's going to be 609.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, how is McDonald's saving the US government, and how can your business do the same? Maybe even help put a woman on the moon in 2024.
Want to go pineapple smoothie?
Yes, please. So grab some freedom fries. In Houston, we do not have a problem. It's time for the Federal Insider Live. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Federal Insider Live. I'm Anna Rose, training coordinator here at USFCR, and I'm here to help you understand what's going on with the US government and how you, the government contractor, can be a part of it and how you're affected. This is the news show where we help you make some money. So let's connect some dots for you here on what McDonald's is doing with the government and how NASA is going into space with the work on the moon mission of 2024. So we're going to start with the moon mission 2024 and begin to understand it by digging into the advanced procurement portal. Now, with the advanced procurement portal here, NASA basically does a lot of small business contracts, and people don't really understand how much they do. So we're going to show you here in a few seconds with the advanced procurement portal on what exactly they're doing in the federal government. And we actually, if you don't want to believe me, we also have, well, a video from our own Vice President Mike Pence in today's Procurement Pulse. So take a look as Mike Pence explains.
The mission over the means. You must consider every available option and platform to meet our goals, including industry, government, and the entire American space enterprise. History is written by those who dare to dream big and do the impossible.
All right, so it's pretty inspiring stuff. So the Moon Mission 2024, as Mike Pence says, is becoming a huge target for the US government as they're making it a priority. And with that being said, NASA is going to be putting out a lot of small business contracts in the near future that you could be a part of. Now, if you want to know what small business opportunities are being put out by NASA, you definitely want to take a look at the Advanced Procurement Portal, otherwise known as APP. And I'm going to show you that in a moment right here on the screen. So when you go and log into the Advanced Procurement Portal, which is a fantastic tool for finding contracts and really bringing together a bunch of different government sites into one, you'll want to go to the Find Opportunities section. Now, in the Find Opportunities section, you can use different search filters to help narrow down your search for the opportunities that you are looking for. So in this case, we're going to look at small business opportunities with NASA. So if we go ahead and in the search filters under agency, we are going to start typing in the National Aeronautics, Space and Administration, otherwise known as NASA. And then under the set-asides, let's type in total small business. And I really want you to understand and get a grasp of how much the US government and NASA is spending on small businesses in this sector, especially with, again, Moon Mission 2024 very close on the horizon. So when we take a look at some of these results, you're going to find that they're all on this first page, all within the past day or so. So this kind of gives you an idea that NASA's putting out contracts on the daily for small businesses. And they're not all in the same industries that you would automatically assume. I know a lot of people assume that NASA contracts have to be with someone in the aerospace industry. Not true. If we take a look at some of these NAICS codes, you can get a better understanding of how much they're spending. For example, we have industry valve manufacturing as one of the codes. We have testing for electrical signals. We have other computer-related services. There's consulting services for technical consulting. You have merchant part wholesalers. There are lab equipment manufacturers. The list continues to go on and on. And these are all really great examples, again, of how the US government and NASA are spending money in the small business sector. And if you want to get a piece of this, it's very easy to do. If you want to know how to see opportunities in your area, give us a call. You can speak to one of our friendly and knowledgeable acquisition specialists today by calling us with the number on your screen, 877-252-2700, to get your free market evaluation, and one of our helpful reps can match up your company with the industry that the government's buying and really put you on a good path forward with some of your marketing materials, which...
Don't forget email.
Oh, yes, and of course email. You can also email us at federalinsider@usfcrgov.com, and we'd be happy to match you up with one of the acquisition specialists that way. All right. So it's pretty amazing what NASA is able to do, and you can get a piece of it. And it's really not that far-fetched to say that you can become a contractor. Because, I mean, vendors like McDonald's are doing it currently. And no, I'm not talking about catered lunches to the White House, Trump. I'm talking about news. All right, so what I'm talking about with McDonald's is basically that, let's give you a preface. Have you ever been lost in a foreign country and you're wandering around and the sun starts beating down on you and you're just thinking, well, where do I go? I'm lost. I don't speak the language. And then you try to pull out a translator and your phone doesn't work because now it's too hot. And the phone is like, I'm too hot. I'm not going to work. You try to find a dictionary. Dictionaries don't exist in your pocket in 2019, so now you don't have a dictionary. You don't speak the language because everyone speaks some other language, and you're stressing out, and it's hot, and you're sweating, and now you're wondering, well, how do my clothes look? I look like a bum. You have no idea where you are, and just as you're about to lose all of your hope as you're wandering around this country, you turn a corner, and there it is, your saving grace, the golden arches, saying, welcome home. That's pretty much what's happening right now if you're in Austria. So if you get lost in Austria, the US Embassy has currently made a deal with the Austria's US Embassy representative to recognize that if a tourist is distressed in Austria, all they have to do is walk into a McDonald's and one of the friendly, knowledgeable staff can get them either a phone line that they can call the US Embassy or grab them a nice batch of fresh fries. So what's really awesome about this is that McDonald's with this contract has nothing to lose. They have everything to gain. By making the connection with the US Embassy on this particular contract, not only A, are they helping out super distressed tourists and giving them a place of hope, B, they're getting more customers into their doors, which, I mean, if you're like me, I'm probably not the only one who stress eats out there. You're probably going to grab some fries, a milkshake. If you're vegan, grab one of their apple pies. Realize that's the only vegan item on their menu. Or C, well, the third thing is they just got a giant contract because Austria has 194 locations. That's a lot of locations, and that's just one country. Think about it. If McDonald's makes deals with the US Embassy in other locations, such as the 39,000 that are out there right now in other countries, well, that's a huge deal. And it's a great deal for frantic tourists because you have a safe haven, a place to go. And again, what's great about this is McDonald's recognized that there is a need for help. They also recognize that they can make some money and help out some distressed people. And let's face it, they also need some good press. So, way to go, McDonald's. Kudos to you for making a great connection in federal contracting and helping out our hungry and distressed tourists in countries such as Austria. Now, if you're not McDonald's, don't worry, you can still market to the US government, which is what one of our current people, Skunkies, is doing right now. So let's talk about our featured vendor for the week, Skunkies Junk Removal, LLC. All right. So Skunkies Junk Removal, which is owned and operated by Nathan LeMay, is one of my bid training attendees. So he gets on bid training almost every single week and has been working diligently over the past few weeks, and I really wanted to give him a shout out today on the Federal Insider Live. And not only because he attends training, but because he is currently working the marketing materials for his company and the US government. Now, I had mentioned a little bit before about the simplified acquisitions process, so let me go over that again. So when the U.S. government wants to buy contracts that are valued at $150,000 or less, they have the opportunity to sole source directly to a vendor, which they can find those vendors by doing a quick Google search or checking out the dynamic small business profile. All of that is marketing materials. And so that's what USFCR helps you to do, is help to market your business to the federal government. Now, let me take a look and show you at what Skunkies has been doing to improve their marketing materials. So when Nathan first came to me, he showed me this. This is their Skunkies original brochure. It was in color, but I have a black and white printer. But this was his original brochure. It's beautifully illustrated with pictures before and after, gives a little detail into their business. But this is something that is used on the commercial and residential side. When you're marketing to the government, you need to have something that looks more like this, which was his next draft of his capability statement. Now, a capability statement is what you are going to be using as your business resume to the U.S. government. It's going to have different sections such as core competencies, differentiators, past performance, an overview, as well as your CAGE, DUNS code, and any other necessary codes the government needs to identify you. Now, what we've been doing with Nathan is working in our marketing department to take this and make a beautiful online capability statement as well as a beautifully printed out PDF version, which, as you can see on the screen, we've been working really hard on helping Nathan to make an improved version of this. So these, again, marketing materials are part of the Simplified Acquisitions program that we help you with here at USFCR to help put your best foot forward in government contracting. And if you want to be able to be part of the Simplified Acquisitions program and don't know how to do it, that's fine. Give us a call and one of our friendly and helpful acquisition specialists can point you in the right direction. So just wanted to give that shout out to Nathan at Skunkies Junk Removal for being an awesome bid training attendee and really working on your marketing materials. Now, with that being said, we would like to also talk about your business right now in the next section, which is called APP VIP. So if you have not already done so, please go ahead and start typing in some of your industries into the chat, and maybe you might be a lucky winner, but I'm pretty sure we're going with a podcast winner this time, right, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we wanted to say thank you to Harry, who's one of our fantastic podcast listeners. So Harry sent us an email and said that he would like us to look at his
Cemetery services.
yeah, the cemetery services for his company. So we're going to actually pull some of those up right now for you for our APP VIP. So thanks, Harry, for being our awesome podcast listener. So, as I mentioned before, APP is an awesome site and a resource for you because you can use it to find contracts that are posted anywhere on all the government sites because we put them all in one. Now, Harry, what you're going to want to do is go to the Find Opportunities section, and we're going to start by looking under Cemetery Services. Now, in your email, you didn't specify exactly what in the cemetery, but if we start typing in cemetery in the NAICS code, we'll be able to find a little bit more information on that code. There we go. We'll click on the cemeteries and cremators code, and then we'll hit the apply filters. Now, by doing that, we're going to be able to see all the different solicitations that have to do with cemeteries by scrolling down and looking at, oh, look, there we go, sources sought. Harry, we got a new one. So you always want to pay attention to the dates. The most recent contract will be at the top, and the least recent will be at the bottom. Now, Harry, since you're a podcast listener, I'm going to make sure I really spell this out for you. So what we're looking at right now is a contract that's dated for sources sought on 6/5/2019 for the Minnesota National Cemetery. Now, this is looks like a set-aside contract for service-disabled veteran-owned small business, and it's going to be not only for 1 year of service operations, but an additional possible 4 years. This is potentially a 5-year contract. This is going to be huge. So, by looking at the description, we can find out a little bit of more information on what you need to send back, Harry, for you to be able to be considered for this contract. So, right here, they're letting us know that a scope of work is attached. And so if you wanted to find out a little bit more, we'd want to read the scope of work and be sure that you can perform these services at the Fort Minnesota Post Cemetery and then respond with your capabilities. So if we let's click on that first document there, which is the actual instructions to offer for the sources sought, which is under the files attached, we'll be able to find out what Harry needs to send back in order to be considered. Right, so we're pulling this up and we'll be able to get that information to you. Now, for those who are not familiar with sources sought notices, while we're pulling this up on the screen, a sources sought notice is a solicitation that's in the beginning stages. So there hasn't been an actual solicitation put out there for bid yet, but with the responses that the government gets from this particular solicitation, they're able to make a clear judgment on whether or not the solicitation will be sole sourced directly to a company through possibly simplified acquisitions, or if they'll continue on a open bid policy and move forward with the bidding process. So right here, it's highlighted for you in yellow. It says the request for information response must include the following in PDF format only. That is a key right here for you, Harry. So make sure that if you were typing all your answers in a Word document, you'll want to convert it to a PDF document before you go ahead and submit. Now it's going to ask you, it wants the solicitation number and the title. They want your company's capability statement. You can use one similar to what I just showed you for Skunkies. They want to make sure that you're a verified veteran-owned small business, so be sure to feature your social economic status on there. You'll want to identify your Dun & Bradstreet number, and then a little bit about how you would generally perform the work. And then email that in to that contracting officer, Kelly. And that is a little bit for your APP VIP today. And if you want to learn more, Harry, I'd love to have you on my bid training sessions. So feel free to email us at federalinsider@usfcr.gov.com. I can get you some more information, and we can work on solicitations like this together, because that's what I like to do in my spare time. Welcome to being a contracting coach. All right. So thank you all for joining me here today at Federal Insider Live. I love to be able to provide you with great content on what's going on in the world of federal contracting, how you can make some money, and really market yourself effectively. Now tune in next week where we're going to be talking about ethics, which is also a really great topic when you're a contracting coach, because I'm all about ethics. Even yesterday I went into Target and tried to put something on the wrong aisle, and then quickly went back 30 seconds later and had to go all the way across because I couldn't leave it there. Anyway, another story for another time. But I'll see you next week on the Federal Insider Live. Keep sending us your industries if you want to be featured as next week's APP VIP. Let us know when you win your first contract. We might be able to put you in under our Guess Who Won. And we'll see you next week. I'm Anna Rose, signing off. See ya.